everybody, this is Emily from Knitting Butterflies, and today I'm editing some photos for my mom for her birthday that's coming up. She and my dad went to Scotland recently, and I kind of snagged all their photos, and I'm editing a few of them that I think are really nice and well composed and have the qualities that I look for in a good photo, that I can edit them to be able to print out something really nice for her, like a canvas or a wall hanging of that kind of thing. So this is a photo of some of the standing stones that they saw while they were in Scotland, and the original photo looks like this. It's a well composed photo, it's interesting, and I know it has a lot of really good memories for my mom and my dad, and so I thought this would be a great place to start. I went ahead and uploaded this into Lightroom, which if you want to um, know more about that, there are lots of other tutorials, but I went ahead and uploaded this into Lightroom. I use Adobe Creative Cloud, which includes Lightroom and Photoshop, but I'm not going to be doing any Photoshop today. So today I'm just going to start off. This is imported into Lightroom, like I said, and then I'm just going to cheat, and I'm going to start over here and just click on the auto button under tone. This is going to correct exposure, tone, highlight, shadows, all that stuff for me, and there's nothing wrong with clicking this button to get started. So what this did was it decreased the highlights, it's decreased the whites right here by quite a bit, and it also increased the exposure on these shadows. So if you go back to this, you can see that there's quite a big difference between this one and this one. So this is a really good start. This would make an even better print than the last one before, but I still want to do some work to it. I noticed that the auto tends to decrease the contrast a little bit, and especially in landscape photos, I like to have a lot of contrast. And so I'm just going to bump this up to right about there. That looks good to me. And then I'm going to go over here to this graduated filter. This is a piece of Lightroom that allows you to use filters or change the exposure or things like that on a gradient scale on your photo. And so I clicked on this right here. I'm going to decrease the exposure, and I like to do it by a lot off the bat, and you can always change it later. So I'm going to start by just putting my cursor up here, and then I'm just going to drag this down, and you can see that this is going to create a lot more drama in our photo. And so all this is doing is it's decreasing the exposure in the area on the top, and then by the time it gets to the middle, then it starts to fade to what the original photo was. Now this looks a little bit much, just the way that it is right now. It definitely doesn't look natural, but it looks pretty cool. So we're going to click on this and we're going to adjust it just a little bit. I'm actually going to bring this down even farther, not quite so far that it starts messing up the stones, because I don't want the dark exposure to be dark next to the stones. I want the stones to have a lot of contrast with the background. So we're just going to increase exposure on this just a little bit, just kind of like that. So if you're watching this thumbnail over here, that's a really good way to tell what it's going to look like as you're standing further back. So we have a nice dark dramatic sky on the top, and then it kind of fades down to a light sky right here. And I think we're going to increase it just a little bit more. There we go. That looks good. Like I said, landscape photos, I feel like you can get away with a little bit more drama than you can in portraits. I'm going to skip all the other stuff down here. We're not going to do anything with the tone curve or the coloring or the split toning, anything like that. I'm sure a lot of photographers, if you're watching this, are going to cringe that I'm not doing anything, but like I said, this is just a quick and easy, dirty edit. So I'm going to increase the sharpening on this. The camera that this photo was taken with is not the greatest camera, and I'm pretty sure that it's taken from very far away, and so the quality of the photo is not super high. You can see it's kind of muddy a little bit, and so I'm going to increase the sharpening just to try and bring out some of those edges a little bit in the rocks, and I think that looks pretty good. And then also, as I go back up into this area that we decrease the exposure, you can see it's really grainy down here, or up here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my noise reduction tool over here just to kind of smooth out those clouds a little bit. If I wanted to, what I could do actually, this might be an even better way to do it, because if you do too much noise reduction on the stones, then they're going to get kind of not very good. So we're going to go back into the graduated filter tool, and we're going to click on this, and we're going to decrease a lot of the noise that's happening, and this is just going to apply it to the sky area. So if we zoom in right here, maybe not, doesn't want to zoom in, maybe because I'm doing this, but you can kind of adjust the level of noise filter right there. There we go. So now those clouds have smoothed out quite a bit. So if we want to take a look at that, we'll click back on this right here. I want to see which direction I want to go. So see how it's really grainy. If I do that, I can smooth it out almost completely right there. Again, not something you want to do on faces or something that's really detailed, because you're going to lose a lot of that detail, but with the clouds, I want them to be really smooth, kind of like a painting. So I think that's a great start. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down into the highlight priority, the post-crop vignetting, and I'm just going to add quite a bit of a vignette. This is a pretty heavy vignette for something that I would normally do, but again, I feel like with landscape you can get away with a little bit more, and I really like the drama that this adds right here. And so I think that is everything I'm going to do with that photo. Like I said, kind of a quick and dirty edit, nothing too crazy, and I know a lot of photographers might think that this is a little bit overdone, but this is a gift for my mom, and my mom is just going to love this style. So just a quick recap. This is before, and this is after. I think this is going to make a really great print for my mom. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great day.